see the purple hook. Just shift over here and you're going to see how it switches to green. There we go. Should be back to purple. Alright, let's get in, see where that temperature is at, and see if we're good to go. Nice and warmed up there. Alright. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about this interior in a little bit. When we get like in the sun, you can see it a little bit better. But been loving this car a lot. It's just it's definitely one of those things, like the more you drive it, the more I think you fall in love with it. And you just start to understand it more. But yeah, let's talk all about that as we're going for a drive this morning. So let's get after it. All right. So let's talk a little bit about, you know, the car, when I got it, why I got it, and all that stuff. So this summer, it was in August this summer that I placed the initial order for the GTR. There was a dealer in Miami that already had an allocation for a midnight purple T-Spec. Fortunately, it's one of those situations where I think I just kind of called at the right time and was able to get the allocation for me on the car. You know, it was overall pretty smooth process. Getting the car from Miami to Boston, where I live, wasn't necessarily the funnest process, but I think if you've ever transported a car, you know what I'm talking about. And so, nice cop ahead, so got to keep it chill. But anyways, I got the car delivered late September, and which is like right at the end of car season, especially for Boston. So that was kind of a bummer. Fortunately, the weather's been good. There's definitely been no snow here yet, so that's also been really nice to get some time in it. But in October, so literally like 2 weeks later after getting the car, I took it to Go Auto Performance in Nashua, New Hampshire, which is just probably one of the best shops, you know, not only certainly in New England, but maybe even in the country, to work on GTRs. They just do a phenomenal job. Farouk, the owner, big shout out to him and all the work he's done on the car. But essentially what I got was they call it the Gap 700 package. So it's a full bolt-on E85 kit, HKS exhaust, you know, mid-pipe, downpipe, tile blow-off valves, new intercooler, the AMS intercooler, alpha, you know, injectors, fuel pump, and so on. The standard thing that, you know, puts this car now at about 654 to the wheels in horsepower, and it definitely moves. You know, it makes this car a lot more fun. One thing about the stock, you know, GTRs is the exhaust is super quiet, and which at first I was like, I necessarily didn't want to be super loud either, but I mean, it just makes the car so much more fun to have that HKS exhaust sound. It just really helps you kind of hear and feel that power. So anyways, I want to put the camera down so I can drive a little bit and have some fun, but we're going to stop. We'll take a look at the engine, the color of the car and whatnot, and we'll talk more about it. All right, guys, there she is, the 2024 Nissan GTR T-Spec, and I want to show you guys the color. So with the new midnight purple, which this is, it's a dark emerald green and a dark purple. At nighttime, the car mostly looks black. I'm not sure, obviously, like in gas station lighting, which just looks the best, probably in general. I've found that when direct sunlight is hitting it, like it is right now, the car predominantly actually looks emerald green, which I do like the look of, don't get me wrong. I probably would go more the purple, just as that's a little bit more sort of legendary to this car. But overall, it is a beautiful color. I love how it changes. I'll show you guys an example here in a bit. So like right there on the front, you'll see how it kind of starts to change to purple. It really just kind of depends on the lighting. Like kind of as I pull back here, it's just honestly just looks black. On this side, it looks black because it's so dark in the shade and whatnot. But yeah, I'm loving this car. T-Spec magic. All right, so here we go. I love looking at this engine bay. Let's see here. All right, so like I said, this is the Go Auto Performance Gap 700 package. So it's a full bolt-on E85 with the optional alpha intercooler upgrade. Here it's December right now. Everything's about to kind of shut down. So here in a couple months, probably February, March timeframe, looks like I'm going to be taking it back for the Gap 900, which is basically the bigger turbo package, and obviously will come with a bunch of other necessary items and whatnot. So quickly gonna show you guys the interior here. So with the T-Specs, you get this dark, it's like a Amori green leather interior with Alcantara suede. You get on the headliner and the dash, same thing as the Nismos. T-Spec badging right over there and right there. So the big difference between like a T-Spec and a Nismo, a lot of people ask me that question. It's really the turbos. Obviously you get like, you know, the Nismo has a different look, of course, and different you know, spoiler, all the different sort of body kit dynamics of it. But other than that, the T-Specs and the Nismos are the exact same car. Both have the carbon ceramic brakes. Both suspensions are the same. It's just the Nismos come with bigger turbos. That's why you get that just from stock. You get a little bit more horsepower. Obviously, right now this thing's faster than a stock Nismo. And soon will hopefully be substantially faster with the bigger turbo upgrade. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and hope to make a lot more content, especially once this thing gets the bigger turbo package. And just because I have to, and I love to, I have to show you guys how many miles I have on the car right now. All right, so I don't know if you can see that too well. It's about 1891. That is the mileage on this car. And yes, I'm talking about already doing bigger turbos and everything. Call me crazy, it's okay, but it's gonna be fun. So thank you guys. Stay tuned for more content.